Welcome back, everybody, to Simplexity Analytics Seasonal Report for December of 2024. This month, we only have one market that is the most bearish, and that's natural gas. But we do have a few that are the most bullish, and that's corn, wheat, cotton, euro currency, and the Swiss franc. So this month, we're going to take a more in-depth look on those with our seasonal charts and heat maps for the cotton market and the euro currency. And as always, we do the S&P E-mini. And as a bonus this month, we're going to take a look at gold as well because it has some really good seasonal bullishness towards the end of the year. First up, we're going to have a look at the cotton market. We see that December being the most bullish month for cotton. Cotton has a very high winning percentage for December. It's 83% of Decembers have finished higher than they've opened and has made just under $30,000 in the 22 years of this back test. So if we look at the seasonal indicator at the bottom, it's actually not showing much bullishness. If we look at the current, it's actually showing it going down in December at the beginning and then maybe up towards the end. Same with the year prior. The year prior was more flat to that, and then before that it had a rise at the beginning and then a fall at the end. So it's changed a little bit, but let's see how that looks on the heat map. The heat map for cotton, except for one red day here at the top in the trading day of the month, day number 1, is completely green except for that one day. And also, if we go over here to the far column on the right, we see that we have a bunch of 5-day holds, including the 2nd, the 5th, and the 3rd best days of the entire year occurring this month. But you see most of them are clustered here at the beginning. And also we have a lot of bright greens here at the beginning of the month, whereas at the end we do have a lot of greens still, but there's more light green mixed in with it. So the really bullish time is right beginning of the month for the first 2.5 weeks or so, heading into the week before Christmas. And if we look at the numbers, we have a bunch of really good days as well. We have a 100% day over here on the specific date, and that is December 16th. It's 16-0, has not had a losing trade yet. And we have a bunch of high 90s as well in here. A bunch of high 90s up here. Really good dollar values too. We have over $10,000 in a number of these days as well. So this entire month is a very good month for looking at the long side in cotton. Next up is the euro currency, which has December as the most bullish month. 66% of Decembers have finished higher than they've opened, and the 22 years has had just about $1,000 a year at just over $20,000 in total profit on the long side for this month. On the seasonal indicator, we see how Decembers have played out, and we get the initial burst right at the beginning of December and maybe flattens out towards the end. This year maybe a little bit flatter earlier, and then last year big burst at the beginning again, and this year's projected that as well. So if you look at the price, we see how a few years ago it was mostly flat. A couple years ago it did have a very good rally. This year we saw an initial drop in the beginning of December and then a rally. So we'll have to look at the heat map and see where to expect these times of bullishness to play out in the euro currency. We can see here on the euro currency heat map how most of the green bullish days are concentrated on the week prior to the Christmas week, and then we get some reds at the very end of the month and that last day of the year. But we want to concentrate right here in these 2 weeks. And if we go to the far right column of the 5-day holds, we have 4 of the top 5-day holds of the year occurring within 4 consecutive trading days, actually. We have the best day of the year right here, and this would be December 18th. And this would be trading day of the month number 13, trading day of the year 244. And we have very good dollar values. We have very good winning percentages. And especially as we head into the week of Christmas, we get a 100% day here on Christmas Eve, and we have a 100% day here on the holiday. This would be days after Christmas. This would be the first day after Christmas had 20 straight wins in 20 years, 100% trade, $15,000 in total profit on that. So this is a really good time to be looking long on the euro currency on the week of Christmas. And as we do every month, we will take a look at the S&P E-minis as well. We see how December is actually only the 6th most bullish, so it's right in the middle there. It's neither bullish nor bearish actually. And although it does have a high winning percentage of 72%, it doesn't have a high dollar value. So that tells me that neither the wins or the losses aren't bringing in much money for this month. So it's a pretty flat month. And if we look at the seasonal indicator, we see that that is largely true. We have a flat beginning and then tail off a few years ago, and then pretty much the same thing a couple years ago. And then last year showing a little bit more of a drop, and this year pretty flat and then a drop. So the price itself, we saw a modest rally, I guess, a few years ago, a drop off a couple years ago. Last year saw a really good rally that lasted for a number of weeks. So we don't really have too much of a bias this month. It can go any way, but let's have a look at the heat map and see what it shows. Now, looking at the heat map, we certainly do get a different picture of the market compared to what the seasonal indicator shows you. We have definitely a lot more green than we have red, and all the reds are concentrated up at the first couple weeks of the month, and a lot of the greens are more concentrated towards the Christmas week. And in that week as well, we do have a 5-day hold, which is the fourth best of the year. It's 86% trade. It's had 3 losses out of the 21 years and has made just over $16,000. Around this time as well, we do have a bunch of high 90s in the percent trades, and we do have a 100% trade on the Christmas Eve. That's a December 23rd trade as well. So if we're going to have any type of bias this month at all for the S&Ps, I would look for the beginning of the week of Christmas to look for those bullish ones if you're going to. And as an added bonus this month, we're going to take a quick look at the heat map for gold as well, because this is a personal trade of mine that I do every single year, and this is right around Christmas. I like to look for long options in the gold market. It does have the 5th best hold of the year at 74%, but a very high dollar value. So we get, not only are these winning trades, but gold tends to have pretty high range days in these days as well, which account for a higher dollar value. So we have high winning percentages, a lot or most of them in the 90% here. Most in the 90s, yes, and most are all in the 5 digits too, over $10,000. And we have one here over 20,000, another one over 20,000 here. And then the week after Christmas, heading into New Year's, we have some very good winner percentages as well. And we do have some carryover. The beginning of January is also still bullish. So this is a really, really good time for gold, right around the first of the week of the Christmas week. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're notified on our next videos. Simplexity Analytics, making complex trading simple.